Okay, so good morning, everyone. Now I have here the solution of the assignment that I gave you the last time we met. And this is in relation to our topic, the metathesis reaction. I know that most of you are still having difficulty on how to process the reaction if it is in the metathesis, uh, if it will take the metathesis process. So this assignment, I hope, will help you understand the process and how it works. So let me explain to you the first item, and that is the reaction between calcium carbonate in aqueous form and hydrochloric acid also in aqueous form. So again, when we see the symbol AQ, this refers to that the substance is mixed with water. Okay? Now, the very first process that we should do, and I always say this, is to make or express the given in terms of ionic form. So when we say ionic form, it must reveal the charges of the elements or polyatomic ions involved. To do so, you should know how to split a given compound. And in our past discussion, I told you that one way of splitting the compound is determine first if there is a metal component and a hydrogen component. So, just like in the given, here we have calcium carbonate, there is the metallic component calcium. So, the split of the compound will be between calcium and the other one will be the carbonate polyatomic ion. Okay? After splitting calcium carbonate, please check the charge of calcium and carbonate in our table. Again, the splitting will only tell you which is positive and which is negative. Metal will always be positive. And of course, the other one will be negative. But as to how positive and how negative, you need to check our tables. The table of the polyatomic ions and the table of elements with charges. Okay? So, the one that you see now on screen are the charges indicated in those tables that I mentioned. So, next, we have HCl. So, we have hydrogen. So, split the compound between the H and Cl. So, H will take the positive and Cl will take the negative. As to how positive and as to how negative, check your periodic table of charges. Okay, now after knowing or after expressing the compounds in their ionic form, you are now ready to process the exchange of partners. So calcium 2 plus will go for Cl minus and H plus will go for CO3 or the carbonate ion. So we have now the product CaCl2 plus H2CO3. So I just consider the crisscrossing immediately after creating the product. Okay? Now that you have the products calcium chloride and carbonic acid, So check now in our solubility table if both of them will be in aqueous or one of them will be solid or will precipitate. After checking the table and identifying what will be for calcium and chlorine or chloride, it gave us an indication that it will create a soluble substance. Soluble meaning it will mix with the solvent. So if it will mix with the solvent, it will become aqueous. Okay? It will not create a precipitate. While the other is carbonic acid. So carbonic acid is again aqueous because this will also mix with water. So meaning what we have is a mixture of calcium chloride in carbonic acid all in solution form. Again, all in solution form because both of the substances are aqueous in form. Okay? So that's it. Thank you. Good morning again, and this is number two. Let us continue our problem solving, and this is number two of the assignment. This time, we have here bismuth nitrate, aqueous, and sodium hydroxide aqueous. So what will be the product or products after the two substances react with each other? So first part of the solution is split the compounds into its ionic forms. So we have the metallic part is the bismuth and the other part will be the nitrate. So we have bismuth 3 plus and NO3 minus 1. Again, where did I get the charges? I got it from the table of charges. 4 elements and 4 polyatomic ions. Next, how about sodium hydroxide? So the metallic element here is sodium. So splitting sodium and OH, we have Na plus and OH minus. Now that we have the ionic forms of the compound, we are now ready to do the metathesis process. Exchange partners, we have bismuth 3 plus will go to OH minus and Na plus will go to NO3 minus 1. So our product here, take note, I already applied the crisscross method in order to produce the products or the compound. So after doing so, we now have bismuth hydroxide and we have sodium nitrate. So now, now that we have the products, we are now ready to determine again if both of them will be aqueous or one of them will be a precipitate. So go back to the solubility chart and check the intersection between bismuth and hydroxide and the intersection between sodium and nitrate. After checking your solubility chart, the intersection between bismuth and hydroxide will proceed to, we have here, let me check again. Mhm. Here's my drawing, picture, bismuth hydroxide. Okay, so bismuth compared to a hydroxide will produce an insoluble substance, or it will produce solid substance, or it will produce a precipitate. That's why you see there the S symbol. Okay, so we have here the bismuth hydroxide with an S. So next, for sodium nitrate, the the substance will be in aqueous form. Okay, it will be in aqueous form. So what we have here is the solid bismuth hydroxide mixed with the aqueous sodium nitrate. Okay, so that will be our product or products. Okay, so that would be. So thank you very much. Okay, so we now have the last problem. So we have here barium carbonate solid to react with nitric acid aqueous. So following our steps, we need to produce or show the ionic uh, components of the compound. So we have barium carbonate. The metallic part is barium, so we split it there. So we have barium 2 plus and carbonate negative 2. So again, the charges came from our table of charges. For nitric acid, since we have hydrogen here, so we splitted the compound having hydrogen as the positive part and the nitrate as the negative part. So we have here positive 1 and negative 1 for nitrate respectively. Again, where did I get it? From our table of charges. I repeat and reiterate that after splitting, you can only determine which part is positive and which part is negative. But to determine how positive and how negative, how much of the charges are involved, so you need to check the table of charges. And if in the table of charges, there are multiple charges involved in one element, you need to go back to the original compound to see if there is an indication that will lead you to the idea what particular charge has been used. Okay, now going back to our problem, now that we have the ionic components of the compound, so we proceed with the pairing. So Ba 2 plus will pair with nitrate and hydrogen plus will pair with the carbonate. So after performing the crisscross technique, we now have the following products: barium nitrate and carbonic acid. Now, we are now ready to check the presence or the appearance of the following if they will be soluble or insoluble. After checking our solubility chart, uh, it shows that for both compounds, it will be present in solution form or soluble form. Okay, so that is why we have there the AQ for both compounds, meaning they will be present in the compound but not as a solute or not as a solid material but in solution form. Okay, in solution form. So they will mix with the solvent. Okay, so that's how it works. And thank you.